In this video, we're going to show you how to diagnose the door vent for your dishwasher. So the vent in your door, its main purpose is to allow air pressure to be able to come out of the tub and vent to the atmosphere. If your dishwasher couldn't vent that air pressure, you would actually wind up with water being in large waves or a surge coming out from underneath the door and over the lip of the tub and onto the floor. So if you're suddenly finding all of a sudden your dishwasher is surging huge amounts of water when it first starts onto the floor, check your vent. Your vent may be plugged. The other thing that can happen is this is what they call a motorized vent. There's a vent that's called an active vent, which means the air can just flow through. It's not closed off. This type of one is what you more commonly see, and they have the ability to open and close the vent electrically. So to do that, this one uses what they call a wax motor. It's basically a plunger that is electrified, and the heat from that plunger melts some wax inside, and that wax melting actually allows the plunger to pull back or expand in order to operate the vent that's inside. Other machines will actually use an electric solenoid to quickly snap open, snap close that vent. So what can happen is the motor, be it a solenoid or a wax motor, can fail. As well, the flapper that's inside, the flapper that's inside can sometimes stick and would have to be replaced. The other thing that these will do is they'll actually sometimes leak themselves where the casing is molded, where the seams are over time. Through vibration, those seams may open up and you'll get some water that's being splashed into it from the inside into the housing. Instead of it being there and being evaporated, it'll start to leak down in between this panel and your outer door panel, and you'll get a bit of drip on the floor. So the other component of this one is the wax motor that's opening a vent port here in the side. And again, on some models they use an electric solenoid. Either way, you can test these electrically just by taking a multimeter, setting your multimeter on a continuity setting, and ideally most meters have the ability that you can get an audible sound when you have continuity. So when you touch your probes together, you get a bit of a sound that comes from the meter. So if you just take your leads and touch the one lead on one terminal, one lead on the other, and you're getting continuity through that. So there is a circuit through this wax motor. In this case, it's a small heater. So that's showing good. If we were to put our probes on there and get no sound, then that heater would be bad and it would have to be replaced. And in most cases, such as this one, you would have to get the entire assembly. So this rubber seal closes against the port inside. So when this machine needs to have the temperature inside the tub brought up, this wax motor is energized. This bellow expands and pushes this seal against the body, trapping the air inside the machine to allow it to bring its air temperature up as a result of the water temperature being heated. If this was to heat too much and get too much in, then you would get that surging problem. So they compensate that by being able to shut this off, opening up this port and allow that air to escape. So that's why you'll see some machines will have some additional way of venting that air. In this case, it's a wax motor, and other ones will use a solenoid. And this is how you diagnose the door vent in your dishwasher.